Come on, bub. Come on. I still dropped the phone. Oh, there's a squirrel. See him walking over here. Let's see if I could throw a few over there. Oh, the crows are coming. Dude, that squirrel's running for it. Yo, the squirrel's running for a nut. No! Sukov, you scared it away! Oh my god, that was too cute. That was too cute. Oh my, that little dude almost came up to me. Here, I'll lay a few more. Lay a few more on there. There we go. Sukov, hey, what are you doing? Get over here. Come on. Sukes, come on. Come on, bud. This way. Scaring off squirrels when I almost got it to come over to hang out with me. Oh, jerk. What a little dorky dog. Come on, bud. What a silly little thing. Okay, now we got a coffee in me. Get that funky caffeine buzz going. Cha-cha-choo. Do this real quick. Let's see. There we go. Tunes ahoy. What? What's up, dog? Man, what a goof. Dude, can you not do that right now? I was thinking you were going to be a good boy since I was walking you around and shit all, this morning. Now here you are, fucking boofing it off. After I thought I treated you, sir. Really, dog? I mean, really. It's gonna do it again. What? What? Yeah. Flamminess. Yummer. Is that really? Oh my. Okay. Hold on. Bonk on the head. All you deserve is a little bonk on the head. And he's eating out of his food bowl first? Okay, whatever. What a weirdo. He wanted water and then he goes for the food instead. What a goof. What a goofy boy. Yeah, well, let's just have it for 2 for today. Let's see. For it doth be the Tuesday, and Hopefully there's like, you know, some fun little things we could look at that ain't really that hopefully terrible. Hopefully. I know there's at least like you know, not really like, you know, some bad news in the sense that there's like a little bit of shit I learned that with like what Vancouver or Washington was like, or I think it's like Canada actually, where they have like different, you know, or they've been like incorporate different ways to kind of like help deal with, you know, theft and shit, but not in the sense of like, you know, corporate bullshit, but just like, you know, like community members and different like community organizations doing it, like more grassroots based. Which is actually pretty cool, you know, that there's at least, you know, more of, you know, an advocacy for that type of shit that isn't necessarily just overtly punishing, you know, people that may or may not, you know, having to steal or some shit. So I know there are at least, you know, a couple good things here and there. At least, you know, what I was looking at this morning. You goofy little pup, dude. You're so goofy. So, well, this is shitty. The Florida high school principal, other top officials resigned for allegedly allowing a trans student to play on a girls' volleyball team. That's fucking stupid. It's just like, it's just let them fucking play. Like, I mean, fuck any stupid parent or stupid right-wing piece of shit, bigoted fuck that wants to be like, no, that's not allowed. Fuck them. I mean, so the principal should have, like, doubled down and said, no, I'm not resigning. In fact, you know, I'm gonna make sure that the, you know, other officials that help me get this shit through, like, we're gonna just, like, get ourselves some raises. How about that? Get ourselves a bonus and, like, you know, throw a whole fucking party or some shit for that, you know, for that trans volleyball player, because why not? But no, it's like they get pressured to fucking resign, which is stupid because, like, if he decided to go the opposite direction, say, nah, fuck them, then it would have been just the same thing, but the opposite direction, where it's like, you know, people just being like, well, fuck you for, you know, like, you know, not letting them, you know, play and shit. Well, you have a bunch of other fucking dipshits who are gonna say, well, good, yeah. I mean, it's stupid double-edged sword bullshit that, like, people have to, like, feel like they have to walk some stupid fucking tightrope like that. If you want food, I'll just give you this. Sit. 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 Or don't sit. Whatever. Sit. 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 You can sit. You're capable of sitting. Sit. Good boy. Goofy little thing. And that'll be it for now. I'll refill your food bowl later. Couldn't put some rice and the rest of this turkey in there and shit. You had all the ham. I'm saving the turkey for the food bowl. And knowing you, you're just gonna eat that first and then maybe eat some of the rice and avoid all the kibbles. So I know how your little fucking little furry dumbass is gonna be like. Goofy little thing. I like how he slinks off like all the press. Like, I don't get anything. Let's see what's going on for the dumbest Fox News segment of all time. Isn't that on a daily basis? It's Kyle Kalinske video I just uploaded, but it's like, isn't that like just literally just like a daily basis type of thing? Isn't Fox always having like the dumbest segment, like one after the other? It doesn't really say anything besides that, so now I'm just wondering, what could it possibly be? What would Kyle be reacting to when it comes to him to say that? Because I really don't know. Like, I mean, they're already, like, ridiculous as it is with what they push, so now I'm just wondering what the fuck it could really be. I mean, it can't really be designed as shit. Oh, you know what? It probably is. That's probably what it is, isn't it? I hope not. Here, I want to find out. And YouTube don't want a full screen. But thank you, YouTube, for being amazing that way. Amazing. Love it. At least Streamlabs cooperating today. No, now that I just said that, I probably just jinxed it. And now, later tonight or some shit, it's gonna fuck up.
I must admit, I've covered many Fox News segments. In fact, I'm not proud of the colossal number that I actually covered. It's way too many, if I'm being honest. But, well, you're gonna...
You know, it's been too many days since you've kept the weird, like, blue shading and the flag in the background, Kyle. I mean, when are you gonna change it back to green? I mean, seriously. Change it to green or something.
Here is... And I don't say this lightly. I can't impress that upon you enough. I think I may have found the single dumbest Fox News segment of all time. This is right up there with, remember when Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, one of them was giving a speech and the other one walked up and gave them a pound, and the Fox News host said, "Is that a terrorist fish jab?"
I don't remember that. I remember the tan suit fiasco where they, like, you know, freaked the fuck out over Obama wearing a tan suit. I remember that. I don't remember this. Like, I mean, maybe this, you know, maybe there's such a strong oversaturation of, like, this bullshit that I'm starting to forget some of them.
That was, like, peak Jesus Christ, what the fuck am I watching? But this right here is literally in league with that, with how dumb it is. So the headline here in Energyyyy is the following. Fox contributors tear into Kamala Harris for taking Thanksgiving photo with a gas stove.
You know, honestly, I could never have guessed that. They hate humans, they hate joyfulness, and they hate pies. Wow, I could never have guessed that this would honestly deadass be what they're freaking out about. I genuinely didn't think it'd be this. I couldn't eat, like... there'd be no way my brain would be able to guess this.
Oh, they hate humans, they hate joyfulness, they hate pies. Oh, that's only a fraction of the raging stupidity that you're about to see.
This is a fraction, dude? Oh, no.
All right, well, speaking of Thanksgiving, we couldn't help but notice Kamala's tweet about it. Here she is with Second Gentleman Doug in what appears to be their kitchen with her homemade cornbread. But what's that behind them? Is that a gas stove? Kamala, how could you? Don't you remember when the Biden administration suggested banning gas stoves?
I do.
that never happened. Like, they basically, like, put in a regulation that said, like, hey, with future homes and retrofitting modern homes and stuff like that and shit, like, we just don't put in gas stoves, you know, at that point. You know, it's like, but that doesn't mean they're banned. Like, you can still, like, have them, like...
Because they...
And also, like, I mean, non-gas stoves have been around for a long time. Like, I mean, as rinky-dinky as it is, our oven slash stovetop is, you know, like, from the late 90s about, and it's electric. That's ran on natural gas, basically. So...
Oh my god, the right-wing mind is something to behold. Oh my god, these guys are so special. So... what they're referring to is there was some, like, scientific study, some report that came out, which all it had was just data in it. It was just, like, facts. They were just like, okay, so based on the research and going through the numbers with a fine-tooth comb, it's very clear that having a gas stove in your house, yes, it increases the percentage of respiratory illnesses and cancer and whatever other, you know, illnesses by X.
Which isn't good. Like, that's the reason why, you know, moving forward, you know, when it comes to constructing new homes and, you know, refitting and retrofitting older homes and stuff to be more modernized, they're replacing gas stoves. Yeah, and that's fine. Like, that's honestly not a bad thing as far as I'm concerned. Like, I mean, you know, like, I mean, especially considering that it would, you know, also be a little bit more energy efficient, too. I mean, not just, you know, for some environmental friendly, you know, purpose, but just also for the virtue of, like, that you would be saving money on your bills. Like, that's actually a good thing. Well, don't you want to save money on your bills? Like, when it comes to the electric bill or, like, the gas bill or some shit like that, I don't know about you, but if there's a way to cut, you know, my bills down a little bit, I'm taking it.
Percent, it's statistically significant. It actually does have many harmful downsides. Now, some conservatives would hear just that and be triggered, to which I say, get over it. It's just facts. Like, people are allowed to do studies on things that you might not like the outcome to it and report on it. And that's what happened. So what happened? The Biden administration was like, oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, we'll look into this. That's it. That's it. They act like...
I mean, it wasn't really just that. They basically just, like, came out and they didn't really, like, even enforce it as, like, a regulation. They just basically said, encouraged to do this. So, like... it's not even really necessarily going to be super strictly enforced. Like, and also, I mean, most, like, real estate / like, construction companies that are constructing new homes and stuff, let me say what you want about them, but I don't think, you know, they're going to, like, just do nothing but gas stoves and shit, right? Like, I mean, they're going to find what's the most, like, cost efficient, you know, and cheapest way to get shit, you know, done, and, hey, maybe, like, having electric and shit is a little cheaper.
Chairman Mao Biden came out and said, hereby...
Chairman Mao Biden, dude. Oh, shit. Yo, imagine that, dude. Man, at least Biden will be at least a little based.
Declaring that all gas stoves must be eradicated and eliminated within the time frame of 2 weeks. That didn't happen. This is all made up. It's so insanely made up. It's so made up. Now, by the way, I'll go a step further. You know, back in the day, they banned lead paint. Why? Because it was getting people really sick. And they realized, oh my god.
And genuinely dumb. I mean, I'm not even saying that in a bad way. Like, I mean, you know, like, high concentrations of lead legit stunts your intelligence really badly. So, like, especially when it's long term. So, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a reason why they've banned shit like that, too. And, you know, should continue to, like, you know, try to eliminate, like, you know, lead-based products that, you know, could potentially be harmful to people, you know, like, still, because there's still some that do exist in older homes and places that, you know, still have it, like, just kind of around. Like, there's definitely, you know, buildings that were painted back in the day where lead paint was still a thing and probably hasn't gotten too touched up that much, outside of maybe, like, some surface primer here and there.
Paint that can do the job, which won't also kill you, so let's make it so that's the only paint you can buy. And the country collectively went, okay, that makes sense. Leaded gasoline. We used to have leaded gasoline, then came to find out, oh my god, this is actually making people really sick. There was a direct correlation between, like, a giant spike in violent crime and leaded gasoline in the air. So there were studies saying, hey, this is a problem, so they banned leaded gasoline. You know what? Everybody was fine, everybody was happy, and there were fewer people who were sick. But these days,
No shit.
somebody did say, hey, not retroactively, but from here on out, no more gas stoves. You can get electric stove or whatever the other options are. You can get any of those. Don't get a gas stove. Everybody would be fine and healthier, but they act like...
And also probably be saving money, too. Like, I mean, like I was saying from earlier, like, I mean, chances are having, like, electric stoves or, like, you know, other alternatives and stuff instead of a gas stove probably would save you money.
Joseph Stalin is knocking down their door and trying to fuck their wife.
Dude, like, imagine if, like, you know, Joseph Arpanet Biden Stalin, dude, you know, just decided to just, like, you know, fucking out of nowhere, just barge down your door with, like, a Stalin uniform, the mustache and all, just like, no, malarkey, Jack, I'm fucking your wife. It's like, oh, shit.
These people would have argued for the right to eat lead paint chips. These people would have argued for the right to huff leaded gasoline right up their nose.
They probably would. Knowing these motherfuckers today, like, they honestly probably unironically would. They'll probably be like, you know what, to own the libs, let me just huff some of this shit. See, it ain't that bad. Like, fast forward 4 months later, and they're literally got, like, the intelligence of, like, a 5-year-old. Like, you know, just, like, going off and freaking out and, like, you know, having, like, anger fits at, like, every 30 minutes. It's like, yeah, I wonder if it was, like, all that lead paint you were huffing. Or, like, gas and shit.
Their
Like,
politics around that. This is freedom! It's freedom!
I mean, now for this is...
You know, honestly, there were, like, motherfuckers back in the day that were like this. I mean, like, I remember seeing videos, you can find them on YouTube, of, like, when they first implemented, like, seatbelt laws and shit. Like, seatbelt laws. And, like, you know, and prohibition of drinking and driving and shit like that. Dude, like, back in the day, like, there would be people, like, these idiots just being like, oh, it's partner limited, it's bullshit, how dare you with this communist nonsense. Like, it was, I mean, slightly different verbiage, but basically the same shit. Like, I remember one video where it's like, you know, what type of communist society, you know, are we when you can't even have a nice beer or two before you even get to the bar to warm yourself up after a hard day's labor and shit. This is communism, tell you what, you son of a bitch. It's like, that was basically almost verbatim, like, what one yokel motherfucker on, like, some news interview said on, like, one of these videos about it. And I'm just like, huh? Like, I mean, it's just, like, because, like, it's an advocate of safety and it's overtly, obviously, no shit brainer that, like, you know, drinking and driving and shit like that and having no seatbelts is disastrously harmful and dangerous as shit. So it's like, you know, hey, let's have a basic regulation, a law to, like, enforce those type of things. Nope, communism. I mean, nowadays, that shit seems kind of silly, but that was literally a thing back in the day. Like, back in the, like, in the 70s and shit.
Hurt. Fox
like,
News
these people, like, haven't changed.
contributor and Washington Times opinion editor.
Look at this guy.
Charlie, I was reliably informed that gas stoves are evil and should be banned from existence. So,
No one has said that.
We're not informed of that because literally nobody said that. They should have. They should have, but they didn't say that.
I'm a little bit confused. Can you explain this for me, my friend?
Yeah, they're suddenly going to kill all of us after we've been using them for, I don't know, you know, all of the last 150 years.
Did he?
They're just gonna kill us all. That's what he literally just said. Or, it's like, well, you know, after the ban gas stoves, they're just gonna start killing us all. What? What are you gonna do, like... What, to, like, go, you know, take out every gas stove? They're just gonna, like, line you all up on a wall and, like, eat you? Is that what's going on? They're just gonna, like, blast you into, like, blood dust?
They're gonna kill all of us? By the way, even in a world where there was some sort of order drafted, it wouldn't be retroactive. There wouldn't be jackbooted thugs coming into your house to rip out your stove, you idiots.
And all of you lining you up to a wall and making you blood mist. I mean, because apparently that's what's going to happen, you know, after you ban gas stoves. Oh my god, I honestly, I mean, I'm actually kind of like, I don't even know, like, I want to say shocked, but I am not expressing shockness. Like, I feel like I really should be surprised at this, but I just ain't. I'm more, I guess, just like dumbfounded at the stupidity of it all.
From here on out, oh my god. This is what politics is reduced to. As they're doing this segment, mind you, there's a literal ethnic cleansing and a genocide going on in Gaza that we are funding and we are arming.
And Fox is also hyper endorsing and, you know, sucking the dick of. So, of course, they're gonna, like, you know, try to, you know, keep you distracted from that bullshit by being like, Thanksgiving or something. Gas stoves, they're gonna eliminate us all because liberalism or something. It's like, I fucking yai, dude. Holy shit.
And there Kamala Harris took a picture with a gas stove. Idiot! Don't you know you guys want to ban it even though you said nothing about banning it? Dumbass.
They're suddenly going to kill us all. No, it's really amazing, and it's really interesting. It's not just, of course, the Biden administration that has suggested that they want to do away with gas stoves. It's actually, if you go to Democrat-run places like Washington, D.C.
Oh my God. You know, I'm surprised he didn't say Portland. Is he going to say Portland?
And New York City, and you look at...
Yeah, he's too much of an East Coast boy. He don't pay no attention over here. Like, he only names East Coast cities. Okay. Alright, I was hoping he wouldn't mention that. So he'd be like, oh yeah, they're trying to ban everything here and just, like, let everything be all lawless, too, at the same time, or something. And also, you know, just let homeless run amok. Liberalism there, brother. You know, because after that, you know, they're going to have a justification to just, like, kill us all. This is, like, so incoherent, honestly. Like, is this guy, like, on some sort of, like, crack or something? I mean, he looks like he might. He might be coming down off of, like, you know, crack buzz.
At the latest building codes and the approvals for apartment buildings, they've removed the gas lines from them because they want to take away your gas stoves.
Good.
Yeah, they're not good for you. And also, like, they're not even doing that. Like, I mean, no one's, like, going into these places, you know, while people are still there or some shit, just ripping them out and just leaving it as is. Like, that's just not happening. Like, I mean, they basically just said, hey, moving forward, let's stop using them. It's like, oh, wow, what an amazing gesture. It's like, I mean, honestly, what would have been, like, you know, like, the closest it could have gone to anything like what they're trying to, like, freak out over is, like, they instill, like, some sort of legislation where it says, like, hey, you know, we're going to do a, you know, subsidy type of program or some shit where, you know, anyone who still has gas stoves in their home, they basically get a free, you know, brand new, like, stove, you know, like, and subsidized, you know, for it to be replaced and all that shit. Like, that would make fucking sense. And I think that would be fine, you know, and you also, you know, like, you could go into, you know, places where, you know, people are already still living and essentially have, like, you know, a contract in place where you can get it replaced and, if anything, get compensation for it. And you don't have to pay anything. So it's like, to me, you know, something like that would be actually good. And honestly, do you think people are gonna say no to a free newer oven? Like, they're looking at their old gas stove beater oven and they're like, oh, we get a nice new modern oven? Sure, yeah. Like, you know, for free? No offense, buts about it, no questions asked? Okay, sure. You think people are gonna be like, no? Like, of course not. They're gonna take that shit.
Good. God bless the states and the cities and the localities that are forward-thinking enough and they're not pro-lead paint and pro-leaded gasoline and pro-gas stove. God bless these people for still caring at least a little bit about public health and safety. By the way, it would be one thing if you had gas stoves, but there were no other kinds of stoves. So it's like, oh, it's either you have the gas stove or you have no stove. And that's an...
Well, I mean, you still technically could have a stove, a fire stove, you know, like a wood fire. You know, I mean, you know, basically go full homesteader status and just get like a little wood fire stove set up.
I would argue for the gas stove. But if it's, you can't have this option, but there are other stove options that do the exact same thing without making people sick.
And also potentially even cheaper on their, like, you know, wallet when it comes to having to pay bills.
I can't deal with these.
I'm honestly kind of surprised Kyle hasn't really mentioned anything about that. I mean, because, I mean, to me it would make sense that it would potentially, like, save you money and shit. Because, like, I mean, you know, like, I mean, it's a little bit more costly in a sense, you know, for a gas stove and shit, but, like, you know, having an electric one could potentially, honestly, like, be a little more efficient and save money.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's AI created as a Fox News host.
So it's so funny that people, they saw that her tweet. They saw her stove. They rightly heckled and mocked her and made fun of her and ridiculed her. And then
probably because she's just simply Kamala Harris. I don't think, outside of you chuckle fucks are freaking out and making fun of her for having a gas stove. I think most people are probably just making fun of her for being her because she sucks and she's terrible, like anti-charisma and just obviously a smug, wretched, corrupt fuck. Like, I mean, like, no one likes her, okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna mock her no matter what when she makes a public appearance or decides to show her face to the public. Like, I mean, that's just what's gonna happen.
All of the Democrats got freaked out and went on and jumped online and said, oh no, wait a minute, they don't want to take away the gas stoves, that's misinformation. No.
Okay, I don't think it's just Democrats, buddy. And for two, yeah, it is misinfo. You're saying lies. You're bullshitting. Like, you're talking out of your fucking cracked out ass.
They do want to take away the gas stoves.
No, they don't. There is a difference between...
Oh my god, this really is like one of the dumbest segments on Fox. Holy shit. I didn't really think it would, like, this could have topped, so, like, because holy shit, like, goddamn. This really is just terrible. Like, I feel like I'm, like, getting stupider the more I listen to that fucking weird crackhead. Like, I'm just convinced that that guy does crack. I'm, like, convinced that he does on the side, okay? Like, there ain't no convincing me otherwise. I just realized that guy looks funny with this freeze frame.
Politicians at the federal level / national level and politicians at the state and local level. There's a big difference. And by the way, what percentage, even of Democrats at the state and local level, are really moving forward with provisions that from here on out say, hey, we're going to prefer electric stoves or whatever?
Probably not a lot. I mean, maybe on, like, city council level or, like, countywide level or some shit, but, I mean, I don't even really think on a state level.
Sure, it's a small percentage. But again, God bless those people. They're right. But Kamala and Biden have said Dickie McGee's axe on this.
And in fact, they are taking away the gas
Why?
stoves.
Why do you think they want to do it?
In any of the places where they control things.
Okay. Well, this exchange that you're about to see now is like...
That wasn't even the peak. Oh, fuck. I was honestly about to be like, I can't handle it, but if he's saying this, and he's about to be like, oh, this is like Manafasik, this is like the creation of an artisan chef. Like, oh shit, dude. The only advantage gas stove is working in an outage. I know wood stoves exist, but it's not exactly feasible if you live in the city. Yeah, and that's all. That's pretty much the only thing. But for me, that's why I have like a little portable propane stove. And also you can, there's like, and the thing is, there's other alternatives, outside of that. I mean, you can have like a little mini propane, stove that you can kind of set up to where it's not a risk of burning shit down, like a fire stove would, So it's like, there's honestly ways, in an outage where you don't need a gas stove to heat, things up. Like, 'cause that's actually a major thing that conservatives will say about it. Like, I remember when this whole gas stove fiasco was like, a big hoopla for a minute. Like, I remember, like, at least for a time, they were saying that, like, oh, well, what about, when it gets cold in the winter, and stuff like that, it's like, use a gas stove to heat the house up in an outage, and it's like, sure, but there's other alternatives to heating the house up in an outage. Like, you can have, like, little portable gas stoves or, like, little propane heaters and stuff. Like, there's, like, if you actually are, like, pragmatic about it, you could still warm the house up with, like, a little stove of some sort, that isn't a gas stove. Like, I mean, it's not that hard. It's like, it's just one of those things where they think that gas stoves are, like, the only things that exist. And honestly, most of these fucking conservative yuppie fucks, like, outside of, like, the yokel chuckle fucks, like, they have electric stoves and shit. Like, I mean, my family in Texas, they live in pretty wealthy-esque homes. Not, like, full-on McMansions, but, really nice upper-class homes. Or, like, upper-middle class, I should say. Or like, I guess the lower upper class, like higher mid, class and shit. But either way, like, they're all electric stoves and shit. They have like one like big fire stove. Like, at least I know for one of my aunts, they have like a big fire stove outside, but, you know, when they had the major winter outages and shit, they were fucked. They didn't have anything. Mainly because, you know, usually, like, especially when it comes to having something like that, like, that's not really something they expect to have, you know, when it's, like, wintertime in Texas, when it suddenly gets snowed into shit. But better infrastructure, so power outages are less likely. Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, obviously, it can't account for every single outage and shit, but, I mean, yeah, like, revitalizing and modernizing our power grids and infrastructure will certainly help mitigate a lot of those problems. Because, I mean, sure, you know, shit happens, accidents happen, stuff like that, you know, like, some fucks up shit, but, like, I mean, considering our shit has not been upgraded for, like, forever, in some places pretty much since, like, the early 1900s, it's like, yeah, I can understand why there's a lot of fuck-ups and probably even a lot of wildfires and shit. Like, PG&E, for example, is so fucking notorious for, like, starting some of these major wildfires in California and shit, because they don't update their power lines that are in the middle of these fucking forests that are, like, rotting away. Because a lot of them are built in, like, the 20s or, like, the 30s and shit.
Kiss, straight out of an absurdist comedy type movie.
Solar power. I mean, like any power, honestly. Like, you know, if it could do, you know, if regions could do geothermal, do that shit. If it could do fucking solar, do that. If it could do wind, do that. If it could do a mixture of any of them, do all of them. Like, I mean, I'm for the all of the abode when it comes to, like, renewable energy sources. I don't really give a like. If anything, I'm just, you know, like, also an advocate in that sense, just, like, you know, whatever is the most efficient for an area. Like, you know, for example, like, you know, near, you know, Wyoming, I'd imagine that they could probably take advantage of geothermal because of, like, Yellowstone and a lot of, you know, like, guys are near that area. I'm sure there's, like, yeah, ways where they could take advantage of geothermal, you know, energy, at least, you know, in places like in Wyoming. But that's, like, the only place in the U.S. I could think geothermal would be feasible, outside of, like, maybe Hawaii or Alaska. But, you know, like, that's, like, the only place I can think of. Everywhere else would have to, like, rely on things like solar, wind, and, you know, etc. You can have electronic, but use a solar battery as backup. Yeah. And also, I mean, you can have different homes, you know, have, like, their own personal little, like, solar setups. Like, I mean, you know, where even in an outage, they can have their own, like, you know, like, house battery charge and shit, where they have, like, supplemental energy that, you know, is coming from that. And that can't work everywhere, obviously, but, you know, like I said, you know, do it where it's the most efficient and feasible. And if not, then something else. You know, maybe have, like, little wind turbines on, you know, a little roof. Not like a huge one, obviously, but, you know, like little small ones. Like, because I've seen them in Portland, but every now and then there'll be, like, skyscrapers that will have, like, a few of them on, like, at the top of them. You know, or, like, you know, some, like, high-rise, like, you know, apartments or something like that, you know, or some shit. And they'll have, like, a few of them on the top, and they're not really that big. You know, they're maybe, like, the biggest one I've seen would probably be, like, maybe, like, 10 or 15 feet or something. But you can have, like, a few of those, you know, relatively decent size, you know, on, like, the top or the sides of, you know, some, you know, multi-story buildings, and that can also kind of help supplement. And if you think about it, even in, like, you know, more flat regions, like, you know, for, like, Phoenix, for example, or some shit, I mean, that would still work, because there's always, you know, a lot of, like, wind drafts and shit in between the city blocks and, you know, and all that. So, I mean, you know, like, that's something that can always be taken advantage of in, like, urban areas. So, I mean, you know, it's like, there's a lot of alternatives that you don't necessarily have to have big power, you know, stations and shit for. Like, you can, you know, even supplement it into, like, you know, like, smaller little power nodes, basically. It didn't have, like, a big, you know, plant, but, you know, have, like, a bunch of, you know, smaller elements that help supplement it. It also means you could, you know, downsize power plants, too, to an extent, so you don't have to have that gigantic, huge, fuck you solar farms that take up, like, 5 by 5 miles or some shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, things, you know, like, because that obviously could probably be a little bit detrimental if you have just a gigantic fucking solar farm that basically it's just a big reflective dish of just, like, sun just sticking up in the air.
Well, why? She's trying to tee him up. Well, why do you think they want to take away the gas stoves? Say the thing about how they hate freedom! They hate freedom and they hate you! They hate you! Look at her face. He's an AI-generated Fox News commentator. She's an AI-generated Fox News host.
I mean, I'm convinced that they aren't really AI generated. They're just created in some factory somewhere overseas. Like, Fox News has, like, some sort of assembly plant where they just construct these weird android fucking demons and, you know, insert, like, the Fox News, you know, AI chip in them and then, you know, fucking just go from there. Like, I mean, so I guess maybe they are partially AI generated, but that's just like their internals, like the software. The hardware is all manufactured somewhere overseas with like slave labor or some shit. Like, you know, or like some like secret like Taiwanese like factory or some shit that's like under, you know, like a mile underground or something. Like, I swear to, like, I mean, these motherfuckers are just such like robot generated fucks, dude. Like, I swear, they get these people out of like some assembly plant. Like, I'm just convinced.
I would not be surprised if a report comes out saying these are actually fake people. These are fake people and they're AI generated. Here we go. Here we go.
Is that?
I mean, you know, like, I wouldn't be surprised either, but I don't think it would be because they're AI gen. I would think they're like, you know, like the androids. Like, these are like the android tech is already here. We just don't know it because they're using them as news reporters first, which explains how uncanny and creepish they all look. So, it would explain that.
Why do they want to ban gas stoves?
I think because they hate us. They hate humans.
Thank you. He figured it out, guys. He cracked.
They hate us. Well, you know, yeah, I do hate you guys. You guys are insane. You're all psychotic. So yeah, I kind of hate you for that. I mean, but I don't like personally hate you, dude. Like, I could give a fuck. You're just a psychotic crackhead that somehow got on TV. Like, I mean, you know, I'm not exactly over here fucking like hoopla about like, you know, my hatred over here. It's a hatred of the ideas that you spew. Like, I mean, yeah, like, I hate that. Like, I don't give a fuck about the person that's spewing the shit.
He cracked the code. It's because they hate you. They hate humans. That's. Can you imagine engaging in politics and being this uninterested in what the actual beliefs of the other side are?
You know, yeah, I can believe it because I've had to, like, you know, fucking unironically talk to some people like this before. So, yeah, you know, I can believe it.
Can you imagine? This guy couldn't steel man his opposition if you offered him $1 million to do it.
He wouldn't do it in the first place. Like, they never do that. I mean, don't be so charitable, Kyle. Come on. Come on now, buddy.
I think they just hate us. They hate us and they hate freedom. They hate us.
They hate us because they
Really?
ain't us, bro.
I think Occam's right.
They hate us because they just ain't us. You know, oh, it's like a callback, dude, from back in the Iraq War days when it's like, hey, you know, it's like, why do, you know, these terrorists should hate us so much? Well, they hate us because they ain't us. It's like, oh my god, dude, it feels like a callback to that.
People saw the study about how gas stoves drastically increase respiratory.
I know, yeah, he doesn't have the Backstreet Boys look that much. He looks like he's about to conjure a spell now, dude. He's about to, like, do some spell cast. Like, every time I pause Kyle, it's some, like, you know, weird, strange, like, frame, dude. I love it. Since the insufferability gauntlets tonight, I was wondering if you could do a private reaction stream. I think it would be okay if as long as it's only patrons watching, you could Discord a link. Well, I'm not off today. I'm working today. So I'm there, like, and I mean, I guess I would technically be a watch party. I could have it unlisted and, like, have, I guess, you and Venom here, but I mean, yeah, like, maybe, I mean, I mean, you know, I feel like it'll be probably okay. But, you know, I'll have to, like, you know, set it up where it's, like, you know, if I'm doing it with them, we'll just have to, like, maybe have it as, like, a separate stream, so to speak, and then just come back to, like, you know, like, one like this or something. Just so, like, if I do it, then I can make sure that one stays unlisted specifically, and then I can keep, you know, everything else in between all that up. So, unless I could do some, like, editing trick shit, but... Are we the only ones who are patrons? I think Venom is off and on. Like, he will sometimes. But, yeah, I know that, I know you and I are. But, yeah. Beyond that, I'm actually not too sure.
Illness and cancer and all sorts of problems. And they said, well, I'm against cancer. And I'm against an increase in respiratory illness by a statistically significant margin. Why don't we make everybody healthier and happier? So, in other words, it is literally the exact opposite of what he's saying.
Hey, Kyle, have you ever thought of nuh-uh? Nuh-uh. No, they actually hate you.
It's not that they hate people. It's that they love people and want to help them. Now, you could say, hey, well, get your nanny state out of here. I don't want anybody's help. I don't need anybody's help. I don't need your do-gooderism. Okay, well, I guess go ahead and bring back the lead paint. Go ahead and bring back the leaded gasoline. These
motherfuckers unironically would. So, like, they would bring back the company towns if they could help it, because they're already trying to do that, and they've been for a long time.
Go ahead and bring back the asbestos that we used as insulation in houses.
I don't need your damn charity, you fucking liberal.
For a really, really long time, which then gave a whole bunch of people all sorts of cancers and mesothelioma, because when you go to do construction and there's asbestos, it gets in your lungs and it fucks you up. I guess we should bring all that back to because of freedom.
They hate pies. They hate good food.
They hate
pies are good. Hey, bitch, I love me a good fucking pie, and I might not look like a glutton, but motherfucker, I love me some food. I'm a glutton pig. I'm a gluttonous little piggy, okay? I'm the wee little piggy that ran all the way home to get the munchies, bro. You know, it's like, that's what I am. Like, you know, I might not be the big boy, but I'm the wee little piggy, okay? Like, I'm a gluttonous son of a bitch. Like, this is what makes me think they're just, like, androids just, like, assembled in, like, some, like, slave lab, you know, assembly plant in, like, a mile on the ground to, like, Taiwan or some shit, dude. I swear. Like, they have, like, some weird factory that's, like, a mile on the ground, just, like, you know, just there, you know, assembling these fucking android demon creatures from hell. It's just like, I mean, my God. Like, what the fuck?
Pies, and we hate good food. We hate humans, we hate pies, we hate good food, we hate blowjobs, we hate, afternoon delight sex. We hate a delicious beer on a Friday night. Cold beer on a Friday night. We hate all
I love how even Kyle's singing is like cold beer on a Friday night.
Why? Because we're anti-human and we're inherently evil.
They want us all to be miserable. They want us to suffer.
Again, if any...
Now it's just starting to be projection. So now we're just starting to have a lot of projection from this weird dude.
Okay, with people suffering, it would be the ones arguing in favor of the gas stoves. You're saying, I would like more cancer. I would like more respiratory illness.
If we're not suffering, we are you know, we're making things, we're creating things, we're joyful, we're doing wonderful things. Everybody's happy, and that drives them crazy because they're all miserable. They want.
You know what's funny? You could literally say that about conservatives in the Republican Party, and that would actually be accurate. Like, that's what's so stupid about this. It's like, what he's saying right there is literally, like, straight up a fucking, like, exact projection of the fucking Republican Party and these stupid chuckle fucks. It's like, like, this is exactly what you can fucking say about them. I mean, I guess Democratic Party maybe, you know, as well, but not as much. I mean, you know, granted. But still, like, I mean, these rich elite son of bitches and cocksuckers, like, all, you know, basically want more suffering and more of that bullshit, because, like, yeah, the more the average person has, like, create, you know, more free time on their hands, the more they realize, like, hey, maybe we don't need these guys. Maybe we don't need a dude to continuously try to fuck us over time and time and again. It's like, I don't know, like, I mean, maybe that would be it. Ancient, decrepit, also known as 30. Yeah, you're just a kid. Yeah.
All of America to be as miserable and unhappy and unloved as they are, and we're just not going to go along with it.
Although I feel like we've suffered enough under Joe Biden, but
Guys,
Oh my god. I think we've suffered enough with it, just the country. I think that's just what's going on with that. Hey. Well, I'm guaranteed to have lost a few brain cells from that. My god. Fucking just ridiculous goobers. Ridiculous psycho goobers, dude. This goes hard. Whoa. What is this? What goes hard?
By the way, did anyone see this high fashion One Piece collection? This fashion dude collected a bunch of very high fashion, very expensive pieces and did.
Is Vosh seriously just on like a hardcore fashion arc lately? Because this is like the fifth video within like a week of him talking about fashion.
Dress-ups of the One Piece characters, and it's so.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that is fucking drippy as hell, dude. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie, that is some fucking drip. Like, dude, I would fucking rock this shit, bro. Dude, that coat is fucking dope.
Obviously, the clothing that they're wearing here is so high end that it's like.
You haven't even left Alabama. Alabama. Like, is that just like some Al Qaeda reference shit right there? It's like, you haven't even left Al Qaeda's territory of Alabama.
Firmly out of my price range, so this is very much just a watch and admire thing. But this guy has a pretty great sense for fashion. Is this just cos?
I mean, even this is pretty fucking drippy, dude. This is some fucking drip.
Yeah, it's like
some schnazzy drip, but still drip.
Which is pretty cool. I think Nami's in particular.
Okay, that scarf go a little too hard, though. Like, that is an insanely huge scarf. Dude, he's going, like, fucking 70s, style with, like, the fucking bell bombs on those bad boys.
Is really funny because her bra and bikini are in the sweater. I think it's cool. Love that? Yeah, I love that, too. It's pretty good. Wait, my favorite one.
Pretty much all these are pretty drippy, but I'm still keen on that very first one. The very first one with, like, that big-ass green trench coat, that was some drip.
Just show my favorite one. I'm not going over all of them. My favorite one was, oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, I see it. I can see why Vosh likes it. I'm not too keen on the yellow, but I do like the drip. I mean, obviously it's meant to, be like, this character over here, One Piece and stuff, but I mean, still, like, I mean, I still appreciate the drip, but, I'd change the color palette a little bit. I'd make it like, maybe have the coat be like, a nice, cool, like almost like a maple brown or some shit, or like a cherry wood brown or something. It didn't have like a nice, like, cool, like emerald, like popping green, for everything else. And maybe have like a really cool light blue like vest in the center with that cool pattern. Now that would be some fucking drip right there. Get all the nice earthy tones too. But it pops like.
Who I love anyway. This looks so cool. Where this coat? Yoji Yamamoto. I'm just gonna look up how much that costs. Okay. What do you guys think? My opening guess is 8,000. But it's
I swear to God, if it is actually that much, holy shit.
It will be more. That could easily be an underguess. Okay, Yoji Yamamoto.
Underguess?
I don't know if I'd even be able to find this specific piece. Let me see. Outerwear. Premier menswear brand. All right, hold on. Oh, hold on. This isn't as pricey as I thought it would be. Hold on. Okay, I'm looking at their, like, more generic coats right now. How do you get something this fancy looking, though? Like, where do you get patterns like that? These coats are more in the 2K range, which is still more than I would spend on a coat, but it's...
Dude, like, that's... Are they really that... Oh my God, they actually... I like how Vosh is just casual, like, oh yeah, this is like a little too expensive for me, my dude. Just a little bit.
No, considering how this is being put together. Oh, there's like 20 billion. Never mind, I wouldn't be able to find this. It would take too long. That's actually not bad. I mean, for...
Who the fuck said that in his chat?
Fashion.
That is insane. Like, I mean, I want to spend like over $200 for a fucking coat. Like the, jacket that I have with like, the pins on and stuff. Like, that cost me about like, actually about like 90 something bucks, because it was like 30% off because it was on like the clearance aisle. And so I was just like, hey, this actually fits nice, and it'll be perfect for like at least a little undercoat. I still need to get another like overcoat, like a leather coat that I want to have for it. I just haven't gotten it yet. But it's just like, I mean, I wouldn't spend anything more than that. Like, the only thing I've actually spent a lot of money on would be like things like boots. Like, I've spent about like, at most, I think like $300 on a pair of boots, and that shit would last me, quite a while. Look good in duster. I mean, I have one.
Anyway, just...
I mean, I have like a military, like, German officer's duster coat.
Very good. It's such a nice coat. Way too much for me. Yeah, I'm not advocating it be bought. I'm not saying, like, I'm gonna buy it or anything. This guy does, like high fashion dress up, That's cool. That's a cool thing to do, I think. The Garp looked great as well.
And see, going some more. I just kind of want to look at some of the other. Oh, wait, what's that one? Has a little extra pirate go. Yeah. Hey, see, I fucking dig this. This actually might be my favorite right here, actually, or at least second favorite. Like between that very first one and this one, like, I dig them. Cause got to pay those high prices. Well, yeah, that's why I do thrifty, fashion, where I'm just, go thrifting. I go for thrift stores or, like, find stuff online that's, nice, but not too expensive. Like, because honestly, I guarantee you, I could find relatively similar garb like this. Pretty much relatively similar. Maybe obviously not the exact same shit. That's probably made by, like, some, like, mom pop shop thing on like Etsy or some shit that yes would still be kind of expensive, but way fucking cheaper than 1,000 or some shit, like that the jacket alone might cost. You know what I mean? Like, I could probably maybe get it if I was like, I don't know, like thrifting / like looking on Etsy or eBay and shit like that. I'd probably fucking like be able to like set this up for like like 500 or some shit. Just gotta find the right shit. Have you been to H&M? The prices are low. It makes me sad. I haven't, honestly. I haven't in a long time. So, honestly, wouldn't know. Hey, this is pretty badass. I like this, too. Go to your local thrift store for clothing. No Salvation Army, though. Well, yeah, I mean, that's where I like to go sometimes. The thrift stores. Whoa. No shit. This looks almost like some 80s, like yeah, like, this is like some 80s shit. Like, you go to, like, like a disco bar, and you just see this guy on the dance floor just busting some hella moves, dude. Like, that's what I mean, again, I know it's, like, supposed to be professional One Piece, but, like, I mean, even without knowing that, it just stands out on its own, too. Like I said, if I, didn't, know this is, like, kind of referential towards One Piece and shit, like, I would think this guy is, like, doing the, I'm about to bust a move on, like, the 80s disco floor, dude. And, I'm, like, show off my wrist and flex. Like, I mean, he seems like that type of dude. At least, at least the fashion sense, looks like that. Like, this, like, hella looks like, some shit you see at a disco party or something. Oh, I'm out of coffee. Boo. To go with Alice and her wheels out, so much clothing, it's insane. Yeah, I know there's one not too far away from me that, has a pretty decent amount of clothing there. Like a shitload, honestly. Haven't really been there in a long fucking time, though. I mean, the only thing I don't really, like, thrift for that I actually kind of need right now would be, like, socks. Like, I just go to the regular store to buy those. I just find, decent, like, not like the cheapest shit where it's like, you know, 10-pack where like those will last you a few months. Like, I just grab ones that, you know, are, you know, pretty decent and like kind of a little bit relatively in the middle just so they last a while. But the ones I actually have on right now are like, you know, kind of like thick wool socks that kind of go up halfway up my calf. So, especially for the winters, those are really nice. One Piece watch party, 1,500 trips, 1,050 episodes, 48 hours. Dude, oh my God. I would have to do a thing called sleep, you know? Like, I would need to sleep for at least a little bit. Like, holy shit. It takes me a week to watch 50 Sentai episodes. Maybe I am. Well, I mean, even if you are, it's like, holy shit. A little overkill. Pie? A pie? I like pies. Pies are good. Ooh. Well, look at that. Yum. Is that like a brownie? Is it like a brownie pie? I mean, dude, that looks really good right there. I kind of want a little bit of that right about now. Scottsboro, they have lost luggage outlet center there. You can find like computers for a quarter of the retail price. Damn. Unclaimed baggage is awesome. Well, one person's lost luggage is another man's, you know, treasure of finding a good deal. Dude, that would actually kind of like, you know, be kind of whack if you like you found like, you know, maybe someone who's like, you know, like posts on social media or some shit. It's like, look what I found at the lost baggage claim place and blah blah blah. And then someone that happens to follow them is like, wait, is that my jacket? Like, and being like, wait a minute, is that the jacket that I lost? What the? That was in my luggage. That was in the luggage. What the fuck? Oh, you son of a bitch. It's like, oh shit. They don't let you open a luggage before you buy it. So it's kind of like a, so it's basically like almost like a loot box, like a random mystery box. So sometimes you don't know what you're getting. Definitely seems, that seems like that can be open to all sorts of interesting surprises. Because imagine if like it was like some like, you know, some dude going to like some like sex con or some shit, and and he lost his luggage, and it's just literally full of just like all sorts of crazy sex gear and shit. Person's thinking, all right, maybe I could find you a nice pair of pants, stuff like that. Opens it up, it's just full of leather shit and stuff. No guy bought weed there accidentally. Nice. What's this? That happened to my brother. I'm serious. Shit. He bought some luggage and it was 50 dildos. Oh my god, 50 dildos? Shit. Damn. I'm gonna look at this before I kind of head off, y'all. What's it say? No man does the fine video, and I both are just for fun. We're both college students. I don't think he expects me to be making a line, but his family's rich and he just grew up completely different from me. Drives a luxury car that costs almost 4 times as much as my car did. His father owns business, and my dad is a refugee who works in a gas station. I was proud of my dad in the story, but don't think it's show. He lives for me about being say if I live in my house or my car anytime soon. We're 4 people live in a 600 square foot ranch house. He lives in a borderline mansion. If you somebody even have this on mind, my gosh, I don't sense. But to graduate degree in psych, and I want to graduate school. I'll see a lot of money in my near future. I'm already struggling to pay off everything I know and owe, and I don't want to know. Well, honestly, like, I'm pretty sure, you know, because he's like a rich dude. Unless he actually genuinely likes you, he might, you know, be open to understand this situation. But if he's like a rich fuck, chances are it's like, oh, well, I don't want to be, you know, I didn't realize you're a peasant. I need you to at least be on my level. Because, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, at least especially for a lot of people that tend to, you know, be wealthy and shit, they really do. I mean, a lot of them generally do kind of have, like, this sense of, like, looking down on people that make way, way less than them. Because they think it's, like, some weird moral failing on their part. But, anywho, get this bow loaded up and all that stuff. So then I can get my shift to work and all that shit. Because, oh boy, work. At least it's my Friday. Like Bill Barb? Yeah, like Bill Barb. Pretty much. But anyway, I'll be back when I get off and all that fun shit, so peace out. Now I'll see y'all on that next one, so toodaloo.